Hello, my friend. Thank you for being here. Today, I am going to do Judgment Part 2 because what I did on the last video didn't feel complete, so I want to create this video to create some more distinctions. You know, when I look up at the definition of judgment is when you collect data and fact and you draw to a sensible conclusions, right? So it's very objective. So from the pure definition of judgment is a very healthy things to do. And last week I was talking about observational and judgmental, right? One is more objective and one is more subjective. But in the real definition of judgment is actually very objective. So the problem is not the judgment itself based on the pure definition of judgment, but the problem is when you misplace judgment or when you prejudge. That means you judge a person, you judge a situation without fact or data, right? So I use an example of me getting on the scale last week, right? So we talk about sensible fact and data. So let's say that every week the fact is I'm continuously gaining weight. So the sensible conclusion is perhaps I can come to the conclusion that Hank is not disciplined. Hank is not following through the thing I'm supposed to do. So therefore, it's a very valid judgment, right? Or it could be because there's something in my system is not working. So if a person looked at my body and they said, oh, Hank is a lazy person because she's fat. So that's a prejudgment. And that's not fair because they don't know the data. They don't know that I may have a medical conditions that doesn't matter what I do, I may not be in the weight. So the problem, judgment itself is not the problem, but the problem is the prejudgment without the fact or data, or misplaced judgment, right? Misplaced judgment on the data. So basically, if you don't like certain thing and then you misplace it on something else. So to me, that's I feel to have a healthy distinction to make sure what I'm sharing is a little more complete. So to sum it up, pure judgments is healthy because what it does, it gives you discernment, right? It keeps you safe from making decisions moving forward. It helps guide your decision based on experiences, based on data, based on what happened around you. And at the same time, prejudgment without the data is not healthy, or misplaced judgment is not healthy. So let's say statistically, say that if you enter this neighborhood, there's 5 killed because there's a lot of minority live there, and then you misplace judgment by going to the next minority and you assume the same thing gonna happen. That's not cool. So I hope that helps. That's now I feel complete by sharing this, because everything is about learning and growing, right? And maybe 10 days from now, I'm gonna have a different view on it, but this is where I'm at. I hope it helped you too. Sending you a lot of love and aloha. Big hug.